Hello and welcome, or welcome back. I'm Dani and this is Calico Flower Studio. So today, of course, while I'm making art, I will be sharing some thoughts with you about failure. And I feel like that's such a loaded term in our society, failure, it's such a bad thing. It's like, when the stakes are really high, of course, it can be a really bad thing. But in art, I think it's just part of the process, and to me, it just really means that the outcome was not what you thought it would be, or you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, but you learned from the process, right? So it's not like failure is a waste of time by any means. It's just part of the process. So anyway, if you, I'm going to talk a lot in this one, but I hope that you stick around because maybe something will resonate with you. And if it does, then let me know. And if you enjoy hanging out with me here on this channel, then please subscribe. It's totally free, it costs you nothing, and it really helps to support my practice. So please do, and thank you. And then I think that's it. So let's just dive right in and sit back and relax and enjoy the process. I have some things to do today, but I'm just like in the mood where I really need to do this and just talk to myself because my husband is at class tonight and I have the place to myself so I can sit here and talk about all the things that are on my mind. I've just been thinking about failure, and not really like in a frustrating way. I don't know, I was thinking this morning, or maybe it was yesterday, that I feel like being an artist and making art makes it so you fear failure less, or you cope well with failure because there's a lot of that in art. And in art, like, to really, really hone in on it and get the most out of it, or out of your practice, you have to do it a lot. And it's not always good, and that's okay. I will get into more thoughts about that, but first, let me show you what I brought. I brought, this is an old envelope that I've already kind of cut up, but I was just really attracted to the color. This is a paper towel that I once used to dab my brush, and now it is a beautiful piece of material. Yeah, so it's just a remnants of the process of making art. Here, let me give you a closer look at that. I just think it's so gorgeous. Like, looks like a piece of dyed fabric. Anyway, these are from a map of Los Angeles that I cut up. I think it's Los Angeles and San Diego or something, but just something about place attracted me. I was also, when I found this piece of little watercolor splotch on watercolor paper, I thought of a home, because it's like a box. Kind of makes me think of like a house. And then there's something else. Oh, this print. This is a print on paper. It's two prints that I cut out and glued together. And I created them using block printing ink and styrofoam, or not styrofoam, foam core. So that's why the line quality is a little rough, but I really like it that way. So this was of a building. It was a piece of a building. So again, thinking of like a location, which doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm going to talk about today, but that's okay. This is a piece of canvas with paint on it. It's a little piece. This is kind of a funny story. This is a little, I think, yeah, it's a sticky note that an elementary schooler, I think she was in kindergarten, drew this picture. And it was just like laying on the floor in the classroom at the end of the day. And I picked it up and I thought it was fascinating. Piece of tissue paper. This is from an old, oh, this is a collage. This is one of my little things. I'm starting to reuse my little things now. I made a series of small collages out of my little things bin. Those scraps I made, well, as you can see, this is number 81. I believe I created 100 of them. Or maybe it was 99. I may not have made it to 100. But anyway, so there's that. This is another print, but on tissue paper. And this print was actually made with a block, like a lino cut block that I carved, so the line quality is a lot clearer. This I didn't even pick out. It just kind of fell onto the table, and as I was putting my bin away, it was still sitting there, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's throw it in. Same with this one and this one. I did not actually, like, consciously select them, but I guess you could say they chose me. Now this I did choose. This is another part of a print on paper that was adhered to something else, and it's, you know, I like to make prints, multiple prints of the same image in different colors on different papers, and then cut them out and reconstruct them in interesting ways. But this was a coffee mug. This isn't from a drawing on paper. This was part of a print. It kind of looks like it was part of this at one point. They were together. But I really loved the mark making on this one. This is a collage that I made last week. It's not the whole thing, it's just part of it. But when I was done, and here's another thing, you know, another thought that's I'm going to talk about with failure, but I did not like the collage when I was done, so I just ripped it up and put it back in the bin. And so I'm going to reuse this piece of it. Maybe. We'll see. That's kind of how my practice goes, you know? It's like something doesn't work out, you just toss it back in and it cycles through the whole process again. This is paint on wax paper. This is like a sheet of palette paper. You know, you can buy those packs. So another remnant of the process. Some green craft paper. More crayon on paper. And then this is just, this actually is like kind of still arranged in the way that I had it when I tried to make a collage out of it, but I cut out these, or no, I just kind of like picked out these fabrics. I didn't even cut them. They were just already in these shapes, and I had them arranged in some way as a collage, and then I never ended up sewing it together, so I'm gonna see if I can do something with these fabric pieces, but they're really neat. Like, I love this. And this. And this. And these. I love this one. I like how against my notebook, my journal, it almost kind of blends in because it's so similar in tone and hue and value. So let's get started. Let's go here with this string. This other failure that I did a couple weeks back Yay, celebrate failure. I tried to weave fabric in this handmade paper book, which is so delicate and lovely, with this delicate thread, and then just weaving like chunks of fabric through it. Like, okay, Dani, good idea. Oh my gosh. I want to just slap this down like that. I'm actually going to sew this. So, story time. Well, last time I posted a new collage video all about enjoying the process. When I look back on that collage, I'm like, you know what? I felt really rusty when I was doing that collage. It was not, I did not feel super like excited. I mean, I loved the window at the end and the floral bit. But there's just, there's just something about it where I was just like, this just is not hitting the spot for me right now. And that's okay. But, even before that piece, I had made 2 other videos or something like that. And I'm like driving myself nuts because I want it to be like really good, or like something I'm proud to share, and also not just like art-wise, but like reflection-wise. I want it to be meaningful to you and to other creative people out there. And it took me a minute. I don't know. It's like maybe the equivalent of writer's block, artist block. And so I tried and tried again, and in the end, the thing I made did not necessarily make my heart sing, But like I said, that's just what it's like to be an artist, You make a lot of stuff. And that's the thing, is like I have not been making a lot of stuff lately. And it just takes a lot of tries. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience and time to do it right now. Oh, and I've been thinking a lot about George Harrison lately, just because I watched a documentary, and he was such an interesting man. Would have been interesting to know him. Anyway. So I just... Something one of my mentors said, well, if you went to Columbus College of Art and Design, you'll know who I'm quoting here, but he had a saying, it was, fail forward. Don't you love that? Fail forward. Or, done is the engine of more. And that's not to say that, it's like just pump out a bunch of crap or whatever, but it's like, at some point you have to keep moving. You have to keep trying. Not to say that, I'm trying not to be misunderstood here with what I'm saying, but it's not to say that there's no value in stillness and meditation and sort of like pensiveness and calm. But there comes a point where you're you have to know when it's time to move on. And having the ability to discern those moments is incredibly powerful and empowering, you know? So there's that situation that got me thinking about failure, and then, oh my gosh, yesterday I spent so many hours making handmade paper, and hey, you know what? Putting yourself out there and trying something new and experimenting is a risk, right? I mean, the rewards could be great. And there's always a reward, even if you fail, you know. There's the experience that you gain from it and the knowledge, which is always great. But anyway, when you're trying something new, there's always the risk that it could fail, because or it's a higher risk because, you know, there's a learning curve and there's so much about the process that you don't quite understand yet, and it takes experience to truly understand. But anyway, I spent a lot of time making paper. Oh shit, this is going through the other page. I'm sorry, pardon my language. Yeah, and I thought it would be really cool to embed dried flowers in my paper. I was like, this is gonna be so sick, dude. Like, this is beautiful. And as I was making it, the dried flower petals just floating around in the pulpy water where I was scooping up the pulp and shaping the paper and everything. It was just like, it was this lovely visual and just like experience. And I listened, or I watched episodes of Bob Ross on his YouTube channel the whole time, and it was pretty relaxing. But anyway, and I made a ton of paper, and it's been drying the past 24 hours in my room, and I don't know that it is going to have as cool of a result as I thought it would, because I think that something about the flower, like the plant material that I was using, is like causing the pulp to be this weird, like dirty brown color, and like, you know, it's like whatever, it kind of looks like coffee stains or something. But if I want to share this paper with other people and give them the opportunity to use it by selling it on my website, which I do actually have journals that are smaller than this, but same, you know, structure, basically, same material on my website. Anyway, if I want to sell that paper, I don't want it to look like it's moldy. Maybe it is moldy. I don't know, and that would be horrible. I don't want to sell people moldy paper. Moldy. Sorry, it sounds like I'm saying moldy. It's because I'm from Ohio. Anyway, I don't want to sell people moldy paper. So, you know, seeing that when I got home from work today, I was kind of like, dang, I spent all that time yesterday, you know, on the floor, bending over, you know, scooping and pressing and turning and hunching, and it's like, man, it is a labor of love. I tell you what, it is, it's physical labor. Making art is physical labor. Doing certain crafts, a lot, very physical, but, and it might not even turn out to be fruitful in the way that I had initially hoped. And this kind of harkens back to my last video, Enjoy the Process, where I talk about how the best laid schemes of mice and men often go askew. So, it's okay. I am definitely grateful for the process. All right, I'm probably going to time lapse through this because I'm about to take a long time. So, buckle up. So, with this one, I just stitched around the edge. It might be, oh yeah, you can see it in the camera. And this one, I just kind of did a little loop-de-loop. This one is, there's like 4 stitches in there. I was just like, all right, get it on there. And this one is like all over the place. So that's fine. I think it's kind of interesting. And it works for me. I kind of want to maintain this ripped edge, this deckled edge of the handmade paper, so I'm gonna rip this edge here. Of course, after I already glued it down. Here, let's take it off and we'll rip it. I like the way used paint palettes work as collage material because it's just so spontaneous. It's so it's such a happy accident, you know what I mean? It's a remnant of the process, just a byproduct, if you will. What should I do next, Dahlia? I think I might paint, doodle or something. I like the collage, and I don't want to overdo it. Even stars sometimes fade to gray. Even the stars hide away. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if I like it.
One more addition. I have been sitting here for an hour and a half. Oh my god. One more addition is going to be, I'm going to do what I set out to do when I sewed these strings on here last time. I'm going to weave. If I can figure out where this yarn stops and where it begins. Oh my gosh, I'm so lost. Ow! I poke myself. Okay, so I am actually picking up now on a different day than when I started this because it was getting late and the sun was going down. So I wanted you to see this in the natural light, but I did add some words to this page. I don't know if you heard me humming a song earlier, but it's called Hideaway by the Weebies. They're like one of my favorite bands, and that song has been stuck in my head lately. So this is a lyric from the song, and it just says, I try to be honest, try to be kind, and honestly leave when I know that it's time. So this is it, and I hope that you enjoyed this process. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. If you liked this video and you want to keep hanging out here on this channel, then please subscribe. It really helps to keep me going and support my practice. So I appreciate that very much. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and fail forward.